What's up, Totem Pole Nation? This is Lambo and Matt's World of Sports with episode 31 of our recruiting trail. This is the Washington Huskies episode. They're the 38th ranked class in the country as of right now. That would put them at 12th in the Big Ten. They have 15 commits, and all of the data that I'm using comes from 24/7 Sports. So if you have different platforms that you would like to reference in the comments, go right ahead. Tell me other commits that you think are noteworthy. All of that. We love the engagement and keep it coming. Thank you to Sideline Sports Network, as always, for the platform. Thank you to Totem Pole Nation. That is enough talking. Let's go. Throwback logo here for the Huskies. I always love those. Like I mentioned, Washington Huskies are 38th in this year's recruiting class, 12th in the Big Ten. They have 15 commits, 6 of them being 4 stars, 9 of them being 3 stars. We're going to start with getting into their top 5 commits, which starts with 4-star edge Noah Carter. He is 6'3", 225 from Centennial High School in Peoria, Arizona. 95th ranked player in the country, the 8th ranked edge, and the 2nd ranked player in the state of Arizona. He's a great athlete. He played wide receiver and occasionally quarterback as well. And this is a guy that comes off the edge, 6'3", 225. So you know he's a freak athlete. Next up is a 4-star interior O lineman. And I'm going to apologize right now because I know I'm going to mess this up. Paki Finau. And if that is not how it is said, I apologize. 6'4", 265 from Oak Hills High School in Hesperia, California. He's the 14th ranked interior O lineman and the 25th ranked player in California, which, if you've seen any of these videos, you know how deep, or if you have any insider knowledge in recruiting in general, California is easily a top 3 state when it comes to talent. They're right there with, Florida, Texas. You could throw Georgia in there as well. But 25th in Cali is most likely a top 10, top 15 player in damn near every other state, minus those other 3 that I listed. He plays all across the O-line. It's not just interior O-line. He can play tackle as well. And he was selected to be on the Polynesian Bowl roster coming up. Next up, 4-star safety, Peyton Waters. 6'2", 170 out of Birmingham High School in Van Nuys, California. 245th ranked player nationally, the 24th ranked safety, and the 23rd player in California. He is shown as an athlete on just the recruiting page, right? Because he does play wide receiver as well. But his rankings that I just listed off are his rankings as a safety. So that tells me that 24/7 and Washington alike are projecting this guy to be on the defensive side of the ball and, helping out their secondary next year. Next up is a 4-star D lineman, Dominic Kirks, 6'5", 250. What a hoss, 6'5", 250. Riverside High School in Painesville, Ohio. He is the 41st ranked D lineman in the country, as well as the 13th ranked player in the state of Ohio. And now rounding out their top 5 is a 4-star quarterback, DeMarcus Davis, 6'4", 190 from Etiwanda High School in Rancho Cucamonga, California. 25th QB in the country, as well as the 36th player in California. The same sentiment that I just gave to the other guy from California goes here as well. 36th in Cali is still very likely a top 15 to top 12 commit or recruit in pretty much every other state minus those top 3 that I listed earlier. Last year, he completed 62% of his passes for 3,400 yards, 21-10 touchdown to interception ratio, also rushed for 3 touchdowns as well. So, obviously 62% and a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio leaves, progress to be desired for sure. And he's going to have to show that. But I will say with, the loss of Michael Penix Jr., and they do have some depth and the addition of DeMarcus, the quarterback room should be fine. But I wouldn't get any hopes up with this guy starting within the next 2 to 3 years. It definitely seems like he has some stuff to add to his game as a passer for sure. Um, Going into like their depth chart and some notes I had there, the wide receiver room is led by upperclassmen, but they do have a lot of eligibility remaining throughout, and there's youth behind them as well. So just because they are juniors and seniors, they're, COVID and all that stuff, it added eligibility to, I mean, damn near every player in the country. So regardless of it being led by mostly upperclassmen, there is a lot of eligibility still there, as well as the youth that's already behind them, and the addition of a 4-star wide receiver in Justice Williams. And if you can see there, aka Optimus Prime. I don't know if that was a self-given nickname or teammate given, whatever. It's tough. This commitment poster is tough. I hope it can carry over. He is 6'4", 195 out of Oaks Christian in Westlake Village, California, and just an overall beast. Moving on from that, the O-line room is led by a lot of players who are returning, plus the addition of Pocky that I listed above. Tight end room is led by 2 redshirt seniors who are out of eligibility after this year. They did sign a 3-star tight end in Decker DeGraff, excuse me. 6'4", 230 from Glendora High School in Glendora, California, 28th ranked tight end and the 35th ranked player in California, excuse me. And then, I mentioned the QB room. Penix is going to be gone. There is some depth behind him, plus the addition of DeMarcus. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, obviously following up one of the best years of Washington football QB play ever is going to be tough. So we'll have to see what that depth does, or if they go back into the transfer portal to get someone to replace Michael, given that they got him from the portal as well. So that's definitely on the table in today's college football. The defense is definitely led by more experience than the offense. It's more upperclassmen, juniors, seniors, a lot of redshirt juniors and seniors. The D-line, linebacker, and DB rooms are all led by redshirt seniors. Those starters are redshirt seniors. D-line is adding Noah and Dominic, like I mentioned. The linebacking core is adding 1 3-star, so I'm assuming that'll be a position of emphasis when it comes to the transfer portal. And then your DB room is adding Peyton, like I mentioned above, and then 2 high-level 3-stars, guys that I wouldn't be surprised got the bump in either composite ratings or straight-up ratings of getting from 3-star to 4-star. They're, 89, 88 ratings. You just need to get to 90. I wouldn't be surprised if the composites by the end of the season had multiple more 4-stars on this, commit list for Washington. They hammered California when it came to recruiting, which, like I mentioned, California, top 3, top 4 state when it comes to depth and how good their recruits are, all the way down to like 50th to 100th in the state, are very good players. 9 of their 15 commits are from California. I listed some guys up there. They're all, top 20 to top, top 20 guys are the majority of their top 5 when it comes to California. And if you're borderline top 20 in Cali, you're a top 15 to top 10 guy pretty much everywhere else. So that's what I have for Washington. It looks like a good recruiting class so far, but I mean, the Big Ten is just getting better and more competitive. Currently 12th in Big Ten in recruiting. They're going to have to hammer the transfer portal, as I would assume every other competitive Power 5 team, or Power 5 isn't even the right word anymore, but Power 3, 4 team in the country, 12th in your conference, is probably not going to get it done. So the transfer portal is going to be a point of emphasis for sure. But the team is performing at an extremely high level, and I'm not going to be the one that says this recruiting class is going to take them down the wrong path. That's not me. They look great, and I would expect with continued success, this class is going to get better throughout the year. Come signing day, I wouldn't be surprised if it's bumped from 38th into like the top 25, just because of success and what that can do to sway commits and everything. So that's all I have for Washington. Jackson, what's up, dude? I put out a Florida State video. If you go to the Totem Pole Nation YouTube page and you can go to the playlists of the recruiting trail, I believe they're in the late teens to 20s when it comes to Florida State. But that's what I've got for episode 31. Episode 32 is coming up in like 5 minutes with Texas. So if you want to stick around for that, go for it. If not, have a good Thanksgiving and stay safe.